वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखन्वितंश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते ताप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So thank you very much. His Grace Sundar Gopāl Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances and Koti Koti Pranam onto your lotus feet for joining into the session. Um, all the devotees who have joined, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you again and again for joining in um, for this session um, with very steadily and consistently. Um, After a very, very fruitful preaching yatra in Russia, Prabhu has been back now, and he has kindly agreed to resume the sessions as soon as he got time to do so. Um, so I would like um, to also thank all of you who are there in the in these sessions who have been joining in for your kind patience and your kind consideration while the sessions are not being conducted, while Prabhu is away in his preaching yatra and preaching endeavors. So really, really appreciate that you still cling on and continue to join back and look forward to it. In fact, while Prabhu was away, many of the devotees were actually at 1 or 2 weeks back, they were eager to know when would the session, would be resumed. That shows how the devotees are looking forward to these super enlightening sessions. And I hope they're all getting immensely benefited by them, and that may be the reason why they're looking forward to it. So thanks you, and I think with that note, I shouldn't take much time. I would like His Grace Sundar Prabhuji to open the session by sharing in some of his insights or the highlights of his recent trip, which had been very glorious to what I know of. But you can hear from his lotus mouth so that you have an idea of the efforts that has gone by recently. And then Of course, there is festivities around. We just had Julan Yatra, very colorful and vibrant Julan Yatra, recently gone, and then the quintessential, the birth of the Lord, Janmashtami, is around the corner, with followed by our beloved um, Gurudev Srila Prabhupada's Avirbhav, or his appearance day, Vyasa Puja, the following day. So with that note and mood, I would like to hand over the mic to His Grace Sundar Prabhuji, who has been relentlessly, preaching far and wide. And this year had been quite busy and tough in the sense, and as well as pleasurable for him, because that is what he takes pleasure in, um, to preach relentlessly. And this is just one of the avenue or the opportunity that he also takes to connect to the audience far and wide across the globe. So with that note, I would like to pass on the mic to His Grace Honorable to take the session forward, and I would stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much for having me among your wonderful association. Nice to be again with all of you. It was a very pleasant trip to Russia. We were very nicely accommodated by all the devotees there also. We had a very nice preaching session. So we have some questions here. My question is that for becoming a full-time brahmachari or grahastha, we must endeavor ourselves or leave it on Krishna and Prabhupada. I guess it takes, first you have to man propose and then God dispose, no? Your desire must be there to take up whatever ashram you want to. And accordingly, I guess Krishna will arrange for you. Unless the Lord does it, how can we do ourselves? Because when you mean ourselves means not consulting sadhu shastra guru. We want to do anything, it's best that we consult, the sadhu shastra guru, then we are safe. Otherwise, we simply do things on the mental plane, then we may end up with a lot of problems. So here in the Bhagavad Gita it says, one should therefore understand what is duty, what is not duty by the regulation of the scriptures. Knowing such rules and regulations, one should act so that he may gradually be elevated. So the whole idea is to consult always the spiritual master, the scriptures, and the saintly devotees. So in this way, you will be guided properly. Because to listen to our emotional and sentimental status, particularly the mind, we can get very much displaced, because the mind is the root cause of all kind of problems. That's why it's never recommended to consult our mind. It's dangerous actually. So whichever ashram you want to go, just check with the authorities, check with the scriptures, and check with the saintly personalities. Not all the time the spiritual masters are around, so there are saintly personalities, Shiksha gurus who can help you also. Yes, does that answer the question? This fire legend. You see that? Hello. Is it all right to listen to Christian preaching and the sermons in the church? Why would you want to go and listen to them? As you know, it says that Avaishnava Mukad Giranam, we should not go and listen to non-devotees. Practically, people from the church are not devotees. But still, they are meat eaters. What good is that can come from hearing from them? Hmm? It says in that verse, Avaishnava Mukhat Girnam, one should not listen to the non-devotees. Milk touched by the serpent creates a poisonous effect, yes? Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu, but I thought that Christians count as devotees.
Christians as what?
I thought Christians are counted as devotees.
I don't know about that. Someone who's eating meat, how can he be a devotee? Huh? Yes?
Yes.
They are not following nothing, no?
Yes.
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 So if you hear from them, you can get contaminated, no?
Yes.
So better to avoid, no?
Yes.
Although for preaching purpose, we say they are also nice, they are followers of Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is a very great devotee. We don't say wrong to all that. But in the subtle manner, we try to avoid, the association. Yes?
Yes.
Encourage them, yeah. We always try to play the card, no? But really, we wouldn't share food with them, and we wouldn't share our table with them, would we? I don't think so. We should, no? Yes?
Yes.
So that much we must be sensitive to our spiritual life, Anyway, what is good they can speak about, they have shallow knowledge, what do you want to learn from them? Hmm? Correct? They have no idea
Yes.
about soul, they have no idea about reincarnation, they don't have any idea about God. So many things are missing with them, So what kind of knowledge they can impart? Hmm?
But I thought it would be better to associate with Christians rather than other types of non-devotees.
No, we should not associate with them at all. Hmm?
Yes.
Because it says one who is not a Vaishnava, we should not go and listen to them, no?
Yes.
Hmm? Yes.
Yes.
Dangerous, Very dangerous. Even if a person is a Mayavad, if he speaks about Krishna, also we cannot listen. Yes or not? That much, Huh?
Yes.
So what to speak about the person who is totally not a devotee? Huh? We have to be very careful, Because association with non-devotees, it can affect our consciousness,
Is it better to remain alone?
I wouldn't say alone, you can always preach, right? Right or not?
Yes.
If you preach, you are never alone, correct?
Yes.
So you try to preach, and that way you will always be inspired, Hmm?
Yes.
That's the secret of the whole thing, Yeah?
Yes.
If you preach, then you can go anywhere, even to hell, no problem. But
Yes.
going there to hear them, then that is dangerous because it will pollute your consciousness, no?
Yes.
Why we want to get confused? Yes?
Yes.
It says here, you see, Sanatan Goswami is. One should not hear anything about Krishna from a non-Vaishnava. Milk touched by the lips of a serpent has poisonous effects. Similarly, talks about Krishna given by a non-Vaishnava are also poisonous. So why you want to damage your consciousness?
Yes.
Yes or no? Uh,
Yes.
so be careful. Why get into trouble?
Yes.
Anyway, what can they teach you, Huh?
Very little.
Correct. But if you can go there and give our sermon, that'll be the best, if they allow you. Prabhupada used to do that. Early days, he used to go to the churches and give his class,
Yes.
Because if you can do, that'd be nice. And then you can display Prabhupada books. And there you can speak how Jesus Christ is also our guru. And I like Prabhupada,
Yes.
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 So you try. You try.
All right.
So the next question, Prabhu, my question is, how can I increase my faith in Srila Prabhupada and in ask him? Just by following the instruction, that's how you increase your faith. If you want to increase your faith, you do what Prabhupada has asked us to do. And the ISKM devotees are doing, so you follow them. And when you follow, you will see you getting results. You're getting inspired. What is that? First thing you get enthusiasm. Enthusiasm, you'll become very enthused. That's a symptom. How you can increase your faith. Positive directions of devotional service is to get enthusiasm, to get to become confident and to become patient. These are the things favorable in devotional service. Yes. So we should try to understand this. Ustam Nishchaya Daryat. These are six principles favorable to the execution of pure devotional service. One, being enthusiastic. Two, endeavoring with confidence. And three, being patient. So these are the three very important things in knowing that you are making advancement. If your enthusiasm is lost, then everything is finished. Prabhupada used to say. If you're not enthusiastic, then our spiritual life is going downhill. So this is how we test. We must always become enthusiastic, And how to do that? If we follow the instruction given by Prabhupada, then we'll always remain very inspired. Even if we are in a hellish situation, it doesn't matter. Especially doing the morning program, waking up, doing Mangala Arati and chanting your rounds, hearing Prabhupada and trying to take Krishna Prasadam, then yes, we will maintain our stability. If we don't do that, then even we advance also, you will fall down. And another important thing is that you should reveal your mind, If you have any kind of doubt, you should always clear that. If you have any doubts about Prabhupada or ISKCON, ISKCON, then you should always reveal that and clear that out. Because if you keep all these doubts, then if you don't clear, then you will also lose your faith, Yes. In Kali Yuga, sinful thoughts are not counted, but offensive thoughts are counted. Why is that? Sinful thoughts are not counted, that's a fact. Offensive thoughts are counted. Um, I guess if you are offensive thinking, then it is leads to blaspheming devotees who have dedicated their lives. Hmm? Because thinking will then lead to action, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
So best thing is to avoid that, Whether it's counted or not counted, it is best not to indulge in them, because this will pollute the consciousness. When
Yes.
consciousness get polluted, then we will fall down. So Vaishnavas are always thinking good of others, no? Why we should have all this negative consciousness? Hmm? It's not very positive, being positive. Hmm?
Yes.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Amoga, the heart is a pure place. Why we should keep all these dirty things in our heart? Hmm?
We shouldn't keep it.
No. Correct.
Yeah. It's just, sometimes people will think that if I try to be positive, wouldn't that be going against the face of reality? Like Stockholm syndrome, people will say, you're trying to find something positive and something that's,
They may interpret that being humble means a sign of weakness, Yes.
Yes.
So why better to be meek and humble? That's what the teaching. Hmm? If the other party wants to take advantage, then they are committing aparat, then they will face the due results, correct?
Yes.
Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
So you can always go away, Why you have to hang around there if somebody is becoming offensive? Hmm? Correct?
Yeah, it's just that many devotees in the past, in the history, they faced, the gurus who took the position to Prabhupada, and they knew it was wrong. But many devotees, they put on the blinders and said, you have to follow, see the good in them.
That is another thing. They have been stupid, no? If you know someone is wrong and you're following him, that means you are stupid, no? Hmm? It doesn't mean that you become stupid, no? Yes?
That's a
Prabhupada
fact.
said you surrender with intelligence, not that you surrender your intelligence. Huh?
Yes.
So you should not be, so naive that you follow blindly. That we don't accept that. Yes.
Yes.
Hmm. To be
Yes.
humble means to accept any kind of offensive dealing onto oneself. Yeah, we take it. But someone else is offending a devotee, then we cannot stand that, We should stand up for that. That's the teaching. Hmm? Yes.
Yes.
So we have to be cautious.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hmm. Christ says people who live according to his principle, they'll go to heaven. Is it the same heaven where Brahma is situated? I don't know. I think their heaven is maybe the heaven that we have, Indraloka. Anything, the moon planet is also heavenly. So the Swarga planets are all there listed. Moon planet, Indra planet, even Yamaraj also is around there. Varuna is also there. All are heavenly planets. So they may go somewhere there if they follow him very strictly. But it's very hard to find anyone doing so, no? Firstly, they are not guided properly, and the teachings are all watered down. So how to make advancement if the teaching is lost? Yes, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, the science as it is a pure loss. That's why he has to revive it again. Yes. So Krishna is saying here, this science is lost. Yoga nasta parantapa. The supreme science, this supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly king understood in that way, but in course of time the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. So if the teachings are lost, then how a person can get perfection? That will be a little difficult, as I often quoted this verse here, Janma karma cha divyam evam yoveti tatvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma nahi mameti sojuna. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, Arjuna. So how to know about Krishna's transcendental nature of his appearance and activities? No? So unless you know, you can go. If you don't know anything, then now you suddenly can go somewhere. Yes, it's very difficult to follow when your chain of line is broken, Yes. So where they go, I have my serious doubts on that. Prabhupada was asked this question, what about the sincere Christians and Muslims? Prabhupada said, are you all not sincere Christians and Muslims? So if you are sincere Christians, you will come to the Krishna consciousness. That was Prabhupada's answer. So Prabhu preaching and book distribution and of course following regulation and chanting 16 rounds. Yeah, following 16 rounds and following the regulation, yes. And if you can preach, best. You can do book distribution, better still. These are all part and parcel of engaging in Krishna's service. Because our mind is very, very fickle. You let it go, it will always go to the wrong side. So that's why some activities should be there, apart from chanting and, following the principles. So if we don't engage our mind in some activities, then the idle mind is the devil's workshop, common saying. So therefore, if we engage in some Krishna service, then our mind can be curtailed, Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult. Not everyone can just sit down and chant 24 hours a day. And if you're all alone, then it's even more worse, no? Yes. Makes things more difficult, Yes. Vivek Behera. I often see Krishna doing lila when I'm chanting or not. It gives me great calm, but I would like to know the scenes that I see. Are they possible? How Krishna looks like or the surrounding? Now, best thing is that right now you try to chant and try to hear the mantra, because trying to see like that is something uh, not in the initial stage. These things will come to you when you make spiritual advancement. In the initial state, the best thing is to concentrate on hearing the holy name, and rather than trying to, get into all the other higher subject matters. Hmm? It says here in this verse, as stated in the previous verse, Dharman, Bhagavatam, real religious principle of Bhagavad Dharma, the principle described in Srimad Bhagavatam itself and the Bhagavad Gita. The preliminary study of Bhagavatam, what are these principles? The Bhagavatam says, Dharma projita koita vatra. Srimad Bhagavatam, there are no cheating religious system. Everything in the Bhagavatam directly connected with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Bhagavatam further says, Savai Pumso Paro Damo Yeto Bhakti Ajokchage. Supreme religion is that which teaches its followers how to love Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is beyond the reach of experimental knowledge. Such a religious system begins, you hear this point here, begins, such a religious system begins with the Tan Nama Grahana, chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam. After chanting the holy name of the Lord and dancing in ecstasy, one gradually sees the form of the Lord, the pastimes of the Lord, and the transcendental qualities of the Lord. This way one fully understands the situation of personality of Godhead. One can come to understanding this situation of personality of Godhead. One can come to understand the Lord, how He descends to the material world, how He takes His birth, what activities He performs. But one can know this only by executing devotional service. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhakti Mam Abhijanante, simply by devotional service one can understand everything about Supreme Lord. If one fortunately understands the Supreme Lord in this way, the result is Tyaktva Deham Punarjanma Nahite. After giving up this material body, he no longer has to take birth in this material world. Instead, he returns home back to Godhead. This is the ultimate perfection. Therefore, Krishna says, Mamupetya tu Kaunteya, Mamupetya Punarjanma, Tukalem Asasvatam, Napnuanti Mahatmana Samsiddhim Paramgata. After attaining the great souls, one yogis in devotion never return to this temporary world which is full of misery because they have attained the highest perfection. So spiritual life is based on this point, you know. Spiritual life is based on this point that first of all you try to chant, Right? Such religion begins with Tan Nama Grahanam, chanting the holy name of the Lord. And then Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smarana. After chanting the holy name of the Lord and dancing in it, see, one gradually sees the form of the Lord. You understand? We don't see the Lord form just immediately, without going through the process. This is not the system, no? Yes? You understand? The process is that. We cannot just jump into all these things, And then we will get into a lot of, what we say, difficulties in practicing our spiritual life. So we should first try to perfect our hearing and chanting. Then everything will come one after the other. Otherwise, trying to get into all these higher things in the initial stage will create some kind of a difficulties, Yes. How should we cope with sometimes even severe loneliness? How can we cope with this Prabhu experience? So you should, when you are in severe loneliness, you should try to meditate on the instruction of the spiritual master. That is also explained by Arjuna. When Krishna left him, he was feeling very much disturbed because Krishna has departed for the spiritual world. So that was very much disturbing Arjuna. So when he came to see his brother, he was very, what we say, grief-stricken, separation. So this is all explained in this verse. You can see, we can probably read it together. So this is how Arjuna countered this extreme loneliness. So here, Arjuna, the celebrated friend of Lord Krishna, was grief-stricken because of his strong feeling of separation from Krishna over and above all Maharaj Yudhishthira's speculative inquiries. So then, due to grief, Arjuna's mouth and lotus-like heart had dried up, therefore his body lost all luster. Now, remembering the Supreme Lord, he could hardly utter a word in reply. With great difficulty, he checked the tears of grief that smeared his eyes. He was very distressed because Lord Krishna was out of his sight and increasingly felt affection for him. Remembering Lord Krishna and his well-wishes, benefactions, intimate familial relation, and his chariot driving, Arjuna, overwhelmed and breathing very heavily, began to speak. Arjuna said, O king, the Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari, who has treated me exactly like an intimate friend, has left me alone. Thus my astounding power, which is astonished even the demigod, is no longer with me. I have just lost him, whose separation for a moment would render all the universes unfavorable and void, like bodies without life. Only by his merciful strength that I was able to vanquish all the last three princes assembled at the palace of King Drupada. For the selection of the bridegroom, with my bow and arrow I could pierce the fish target and thereby gain the hand of Drupadi. So he was remembering all these things. So how he kind of, so then he says, Now I am attracted to those instructions imparted to me by the personality of Godhead, Govinda, because they are impregnated with instruction for relieving the burning heart in all circum time and space. So you see, this is the way he combated his loneliness. See, by remembering the instruction given by the Supreme Lord. So similarly, we can somehow or other get attracted to this instruction. Sutta Goswami said, thus been deeply absorbed in thinking of the instruction of the Lord, which was imparted in great intimacy of friendship and in thinking of his lotus feet, Arjuna's mind became pacified and free from all material contamination. So this is the idea how to combat loneliness, So if we can remember these instructions of Prabhupada and Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so many instructions. Arjuna's constant remembrance of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna rapidly increased his devotion, and result all the trash in his thoughts subsided. You see? Huh? So that's how Arjuna, he became purified. Because of the Lord's pastimes and activities, and Arjuna feeling of separation from him, may appear that Arjuna forgot the instruction left by the personality of Godhead. But factually, this was not the case, and again he became Lord of his senses. So the moment you remember the Lord, then everything comes back, That is the secret, Because of his possessing spiritual asset, the doubts of duality were completely cut off. Thus, he was freed from the three modes of material nature and placed in transcendence. There was no longer any chance of his becoming entangled in birth and death, for he was freed from material form. So, this is how you come out of this loneliness, Hmm? So, we should also understand this by remembering the instruction given so kindly by our spiritual master, and reading the books and trying to somehow or other get ourselves to hear this instruction and meditate on them, then yes, we will also be out of this loneliness. Yes?
Yes, Prabhu.
This is the proof how to do it. There's no other way than getting connected to Krishna. Somehow or other we should get connected to Krishna, and that is the whole idea. So we cope. How could we cope? Explain that. Why are sincere, caring individuals so rare to come across? In Kali Yuga, the amount of sinful living entities are vastly greater in number. The amount of saintly personalities are very rare, extremely rare, more so in Kali Yuga. So if you are somehow or other fortunate to come into meeting one like Prabhupada, then you are very fortunate. So you take advantage, associate with him through his instruction, and if you can also associate with those devotees who are similarly, minded, then your life will become very successful. Yes, that's the secret. One who desires his ultimate self-interest should cultivate friendship with those persons who have accepted Krishna as the Lord of their life. One should further develop an attitude of service towards all living beings. One should especially try to help those in the human form of life, among them especially those who accept the principles of religious behavior. And among religious persons, one should specially render service to the pure devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is how we should try to act. then we will be pretty much Krishna conscious. So if we follow the instruction of Prabhupada, then there should be no problem.
Yes, Prabhu, but it's just so hard to find genuine people. It's really very hard.
So yeah, so what we do? What to do? We become genuine ourselves. That's the other option. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
So why keep meditating on others? Better we try to change ourselves, no? Yes. And
Yes,
once
Prabhu.
then others will also come. Just like, your good qualities will attract others to come. And in this way, you can also become very happy giving an association. Correct?
That's right.
Rather than looking for some good in everybody, better to become good ourselves.
All right.
Hmm?
Yes, Prabhu.
You try like that. What is the best way to stay in Krishna consciousness consistently every day while not being in association with devotees physically? Yeah, you follow the program. Wake up in the morning, chant your rounds, do Mangala Arati, read Prabhupada books, take Krishna Prasadam, then you will become consistent. That is the method of becoming nistha, steady. How you become steady? You have to first follow the process, get connected, initiated, then chant your rounds through the rules and regulation. In this way, your heart become purified of all material contamination. Then you become fixed up, nistha, every day, every day, every day, no problem. But this requires some training. So you try first, wake up in the morning and start chanting. Slowly, slowly, you will pick up the strength. Yes,
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, I've been preaching to one of my classmates for a long time. He's chanting 8 to 9 rounds and reading some time books too. Why does he have no changes in his consciousness, still doing all nonsense? Whenever we are trying to arrange some program, he avoids attending to. So, okay, you try. Whatever he can do, let him do. Correct. So some people takes little time. So he's still attracted to so much of the material activities. So we just have to be patient. Sometimes the child, will always do some wrong things. The parents are always very patient to see him or lead him to the right path. Sometimes we are over endeavoring to help some souls, but it may turn out that the person may not be so much receptive. So what to do? We have to patiently endeavor. Yes. So you try. Never lose hope. Try. Is it acceptable to read the change book if the phone in the change books is much easier to read? As long as you know where they change things here and there and you be careful to avoid that, then you're quite safe. You read the change book, but the philosophy they cannot change. They may change the wording here and there, a bit here and there. That may be done. So if you are aware of it, that's good. Otherwise, I don't see any problem. Unless they totally change the philosophy, then yes, we should avoid reading the book. But I don't think that is the case for now. So let us patiently, do what we can with it. Srila Prabhupada wrote, next you ask if I am present in my picture and form. Yes, I in the form as well as in teaching. He wrote, there is no difference between me and my picture. So yeah, so what's the question? You don't deny any difference between Prabhupada's picture and Prabhupada himself, just as there's no difference between Krishna and his form. A pure devotee is non-different, he's representing Krishna.
It's, Hare Krishna Prabhu, this is just a comment from one of the devotees in the YouTube. I think he stands to bolster the point that Prabhupada is still there through his picture, so
Yeah.
manifested.
Offenses are done by body and mind and words, but how can a devotee be offended if he doesn't identify the body, mind, so affected by words? How is it the offense applied to the pure devotee if he has no attachment to be offended over? Yeah, because the devotee is a pure devotee, he doesn't take any offense. But Krishna, in the heart of the pure devotee, he takes an offense. So therefore Krishna acts, the pure devotee is indifferent because personally he doesn't care if you insult him. Just like Haridas Thakur, he was insulted, he doesn't care. But Krishna took it seriously, and that offender, he had leprosy and his nose fell off. So that's how it works, It's not that the pure devotee has to retaliate. Just like Nityananda Prabhu, when he was attacked, he just took it. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not. He went there to kill the Jagai and Madai, So that's how it works now. Krishna is in the heart, He protects his pure devotees. So if someone offends the pure devotee, it's Krishna who acts, not the pure devotee. You understand this point?
Yes, bro.
Hmm.
Wow. Okay. Thank you.
He says the pure devotees are always under my protection. Mahatmanastu mamparta devim pakirti mastritya, You understand this verse? So here Krishna says, O son of Prita, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They don't care, but Krishna cares, So therefore we have to be careful.
Yes, bro.
Prabhupada often says that there is no love in material world but loss only. Love only exists in the spiritual world and can be done to Radha and Krishna. Prabhu, then how can we define the relation between mother and child? Curse or bondage too? Prabhupada said the closest thing of love in the material world is between the mother and the child. Selfless love. But that is also a short time, When the child grows up, he doesn't value that love at all or reciprocates. That's why material things are all temporary. After some time, by serving like that, the mother also gets frustrated. So therefore, it is advised to transfer our loving feelings to the Lord. And there's a process to do that. That is, start with chanting, hearing and chanting, accepting a spiritual authority, spiritual master, learning from him how to develop this love to Krishna. Transfer this love, material love, so-called, to real love, prema, Krishna prema. So that's a process. Because the closest thing is the child and a mother, that is there, we don't deny that. But it is not complete, So try to change that to Krishna. Are the ISKCON devotees equally as offensive as Mayavadis? Yeah, if they have offended Prabhupada, then they are offensive. Their so-called progress is stagnated. They cannot make progress. But if they are going to deny what Prabhupada is saying, then definitely they are offensive. They're dangerous. So best is to avoid them. They can pollute your consciousness. So be careful. Prabhu, in the Guruvastaka, the last verse of the prayer states that one should at least praise the Guru at least 3 times a day. So do we recite the Guruvastaka or the Guru Pranam mantra? Well, you chant Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschyade Desatarin. This is prayer to Prabhupada 3 times a day. You can chant 100 times also, no problem. Constantly to remember the spiritual master is actually the sign of progress. And to know our spiritual master is saving us is gratitude, acknowledgement of his mercy on us. So we should try to remember him 24 hours a day. Why just 3 times a day? Correct. That's the mercy of the spiritual master on the disciples. And if the disciple understands that, he will never forget his spiritual master at any point of time. Correct? Yes. Especially those who are doing Gayatri Mantra, they have to chant their Gayatri Mantra. So they chant 3 times a day. At that time also, they are remembering the spiritual master. Yes. Is it not? Yes. When we bow down to the temple room, we also chant the pranam mantra of the spiritual master. Also we remember. When we read Prabhupada books, we also remember spiritual Prabhupada is giving the purport and instruction. Yes, there's always remembrance. Correct. Is it not? Any other questions? Constantly remember again and again. That should be the mood. Reading Prabhupada books is remembering him. Yes. The Krishna conscious movement has been established to give grahasthas all over the world an opportunity to hear the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita specifically. The process is described in many ways as one of chanting, hearing and chanting. Shrunvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. Everyone, especially the grahasthas who are mudadi, ignorant about the goal of life, should be given opportunity to hear about Krishna. Simply by hearing, by attending lectures in the different centers of the Krishna conscious movement where topics of Krishna from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are discussed, there will be they will be purified of their sinful inclination of constant indulgence in illicit sex, meditating, intoxication, and gambling, which have all become prominent in modern days. Thus, they can be raised to the status of light. Punya Shravana Kirtan. Simply by joining the Kirtan Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And by hearing about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, one must be purified, especially if he takes also prasad. This is all going on in the Krishna conscious movement. Another specific description here is Sunvato Bhagavato Bhikshanam Avatara Katamritam. It is not that because one has finished Bhagavad Gita, he should not hear it again. The word abhikshana is very important. You should hear again and again. There's no question of stopping. Even one has read this topic many times, he should go on reading again and again, because Bhagavad Gita, the words spoken by Krishna and spoken by Krishna devotee about Krishna, Amrita nectar. The more one drinks this Amrita, the more he advances in spiritual life. So this is the point actually. The more and more we keep in touch with Prabhupada books and read, then maybe we are paying obeisance to him, we are remembering him. So we should remember him 24 hours a day. Why just 3 times a day? Correct? Yes. Correct. Or is in the Hari Nam Chintamani book, Bhaktivinoda Thakur recommended beginning the chanting with one grantha, 4 rounds for beginner. Had Srila Prabhupada also recommended this. Prabhupada said you must chant 16 rounds per day. So in the beginning, of course, you can start even with 1 round or 2 rounds or whatever, but eventually you must come to 16 rounds a day. So we follow what Prabhupada has given us the standard. Because in Gaudiya Math, they say the minimum you should chant is 4 rounds. Of course, Prabhupada has never implemented that. He asks us to chant 16 rounds minimum without fail. So we try that, Prabhu, who do initiated devotees? Why do initiated devotees have to chant Gayatri Mantra along with the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra? So the chanting of Gayatri Mantra is to qualify you as a second initiated, that means Brahminical standard, So because you are given the sacred thread, you have to do Gayatri Mantra 3 times a day. That's the standard practice. So that's why they have to do that. And once you chant Gayatri Mantra, then you are assured of going home back to Godhead. That's the power of chanting Gayatri. Prabhu, we are 3 devotees living in one place, the Bhubaneswara, Orissa, and preaching under the guidance of Prahlad Prabhu. Need all your mercy and association to bring up more devotees. Yeah, please try. Preaching, at least you are 3. So from 3 you make 9, from 9 you make, 81, like that. Increase. Prabhu, I am still a neophyte rascal. Is it necessary I preach what I learn daily, or should I develop my knowledge first and I'll teach later on when I have foundation of knowledge? No, whatever you have learned, you speak. Prabhupada said you speak your realization. So to wait to be a learned person, when will that be? I also don't know. I'm still also learning. So whatever we can, we speak. That's it. Prabhupada told us like that. Whatever you have realized, you speak. You speak your realization. If you have realized chanting is good, then you teach people about chanting. If you realize that meditating and illicit sex and gambling and intoxication are bad, then you teach them that. So whatever you understood, you teach. If you understood you're not the body, you teach them. Yeah, we are not the body, we are spirit soul. So these are all the, basic thing in Krishna consciousness. So anyone will understand that, and that is the first thing to teach others how to become a devotee, how to understand we are not the body. So you teach. You don't have to go into the bigger subjects. That may be a little time, but whatever you understand, you teach. There's no harm in that. Hmm? Where are you from? Libohang. Where are you from?
He's from Africa, bro.
Oh, it's from Africa. Which African state?
Nigeria.
Oh, it's from Nigeria, huh?
Is that correct? Labogna, bro.
Oh, no, Prabhu. South Africa, Prabhu.
Oh, it's
That's
from.
not that.
So very nice, huh? Very nice to have your kind association.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Try to preach and make our ISKM temple there. Very pleased.
Yes, Prabhu.
How did you come to our ISKM?
It is actually I went through a process of where I watched YouTube videos, and then a person introduced me to Sanatana Dharma, and then I found Vedic knowledge, and then after Vedic knowledge, I went deeper, and then I found the name Bhagavan, and then as I found Bhagavan, I moved and shifted again, and then I found the mantra Hare Krishna there's this app called the Daily Chants of the mantras. And then that's where I started receiving. Then I chanted for over a year now. And then that's where I found the group from Nimai. Is it? Yes, I think it's Nimai. Yes, from YouTube.
Very good. So you understand our system of initiation where Prabhupada is our spiritual master?
Yes, Prabhu. They actually teach inside the association.
Very good. So now you try, if you can read our book, we have a initiation after 1977, that book,
Yes, Prabhu.
Can read that, and also we have many other video recordings about our system of initiation that Prabhupada has implemented. And if you spread that in your place, there will be a big service to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes.
I hope you are in contact with our devotees. We have many devotees and many groups. Maybe you are in touch with them.
Yes, I am, Prabhu. In the Vaishnava Sangha.
Yes. So you carry on, there are so many devotees who will be able to help you, give you association, and also perhaps answer all your questions. And in this way, if you can try to preach and make more devotees in that area, there will be a big service to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you very much for coming online and being part of our ISKM family. I'm very much happy that you have joined us.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Which part of South Africa? Which city?
I'm in Free State, Welkom.
Oh, where's that?
It's just I don't know if you know Johannesburg.
Yes, I know Johannesburg. I've
I'm
not been
200.
there. Oh, you're near Johannesburg, huh?
I'm near Johannesburg, Prabhu. 200 kilometers away there. Yes.
I think they have one big temple. Where is that?
Yes, I think it's in Pretoria and in Durban too. I know of two. I think maybe Cape Town has one too. But it's an Islam temple, I think.
Yeah, they have one very big temple, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Remember the city, but I think maybe it's in Johannesburg, or maybe there's another bigger city. Where?
It is okay. Pretoria. We have Mpumalanga. We have. They're actually several places, Prabhu, and I think it's in Durban because it's one of the big.
Yeah, Durban. They have
Yes,
a big temple,
Yes, because I've seen the ceremonies there live.
How far is Durban from Johannesburg?
Oh, it's like 800 kilometers away.
So you have a lot of work to do for 800 kilometers spreading the message.
Yes, no, from me it's like 600, 680. From Johannesburg is actually far from Durban than me.
So nice if you can help spread the real teaching of Prabhupada.
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
Be a big service. I haven't been to South Africa. Maybe in the future we can also go there.
Yes, yes, Prabhu. That would be nice.
Yes, I'll be loving to come to Africa,
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
in Africa.
Hey, bo.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
What should we do? How should we cope with what that? Where are we now?
Sorry, Prabhu.
What should we do and how should we cope with everyone abandoning us? There's a lot of desperation when one is totally abandoned. Naturally, when you feel abandoned, but if you can transfer that to Krishna, then you don't feel this separation. Because materially, when someone abandons us, it's very painful. But if we can change that feeling to Krishna, then there's no scope of being abandoned. Actually, it's a blessing if everybody abandon us and we can go to Krishna. That'd be the best, Prabhu, I have a doubt from part on Bhagavatam. So Krishna is appearing every Dwapara Yoga once in a Brahma's day. Is it not original Krishna? Original Krishna always reside in Goloka Vrindavan. Yes, original Krishna is there, but he comes also. He says, Atma Maya, I come in my original spiritual form. In the Bhagavad Gita, he says, no? Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. Atma Maya. So here Krishna says, Sajami Aham. You see, he comes in his original form, manifests himself. Sambhavami Yuge Yuge again. So Krishna comes. So he says Sambhavami Atma Maya. I come in my original form by my internal energy. Although I am unborn, my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living, by my internal energy I still appear in every million in my original transcendental form. So Krishna comes directly. There's no doubt about that. Because Krishna can expand himself, he can be there in Goloka and he can also be here. For the fact is everywhere. That is his mystic power, he says. Behold my mystic power, he said that, no? Nacha Mastani Bhutani Pashyame Yoga Aishwaryam Bhuta Brancha Bhutasto Mama Atma Bhuta Bhavana. Yes. And everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am maintainer of all living entities, although I am everywhere, I am not part of this cosmic manifestation. For myself is the very source of creation. So you see how Krishna is all everywhere. So why he cannot be here? So this we should understand, no? We should understand Krishna properly. Krishna is everywhere. Yes, we cannot limit Krishna with our kind of a thinking. We are conditioned because we can only be here and we cannot be anywhere else because we are conditioned soul. But Krishna is God, is spiritual. I think there's another mantra that says in the Ishopanishad, there's a mantra 5. The Supreme Lord walks and does not walk, is far away, but is very near as well. Is within everything and yet is outside of everything. So you see how we must understand him. So Krishna is not limited, his Supreme Personality of Godhead is spiritual. He can expand everywhere. He can be here, he can be there, he can be everywhere. Yes, that is God, no? What is this question? Why did the sage Bhrigu originally compile the Bhrigu Samhita? The Bhrigu Samhita was destined to be corrupted by an unscrupulous person. In Kali Yuga, everything gets corrupted, That's a symptom of Kali. Everything becomes messed up. The notion of fault in Kali Yuga. Therefore, he says the only thing good we can do is to chant. What to speak about the Bhrigu Samhita? Every book, as Prabhupada said, even the Bhagavad Gita, there are 600 over editions and all are speaking crazy things. That's also corrupted. So we need to hear everything from the saintly person, Then we are safe. That is our saving grace. Mahajana yena sagata panta. We have to follow the Mahajans. Narayana is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and Nara is part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. Thus the energy and the energetic together are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Maitreya informed Vidura that Nara, the portion of Narayana, had appeared in the family of the Kurus, and Narayana, the Prananya expansion of Krishna, come as Krishna, the Supreme Personality, Godhead, with the purpose of delivering suffering humanity from the pangs of material burden. In other words, Narayana Rishi, Nara Narayana Rishi, now present in the world in the form of Krishna and Arjuna. So that's good. What's the question? Prabhu, it mentioned here that portion of Nara appears as Krishna in Dwapara Yoga, 4159. The Nara Narayan Rishi, who is a partial expansion of Krishna, has now appeared in the dynasty Yadu and Kuru in the form of Krishna and Arjuna, respectively, to mitigate the burden of the world. So, what is the question? Nara Narayan is an expansion of Krishna. Is there, is staying in the Badrik ashram, is still there. Because you have to have the vision to see that. So, is it true that the original Krishna resides in Goloka only always? No, he is also there. He is also expanding himself to all the places that he has. So I have showed you the verses. He is everywhere and everything is in him. So when he comes down for his purpose of performing his Leela, he comes in his original form. And when he comes, it's not that he's missing in Goluka. No, he's also there, he's also here. He's everywhere. You understand? Hmm? Hmm. No place can be without Krishna. That's not possible. In the Lila Amrita also, Amrita can the activity of Srila Prabhupada described within the Lila Amrita also be read repeatedly? Yes. To read about Prabhupada pastime is also very beneficial. To hear about the activities of pure devotee, non-different from hearing about Krishna. So carry on reading Vardaham. That's why Krishna is Yogeshwara. Yes, that's why in that verse I showed this now, Krishna is called Yogeshwara. Yoga Aishwaryam. See my mystic power. I can be here, I can be there, I can be everywhere, and yet I'm not there. See? Again, another thing he says. So how is he not there? Because he's in his universal form, his expansion is there. Well, we cannot see because we are materially contaminated. But when we are very spiritually advanced, then we see everywhere, we see him, see everything in him. How can there be anything without Krishna? That's not possible. Only a pure devotee can understand that. Yes. So he says a pure devotee, he sees, Krishna everywhere and everything in Krishna. Sri Havi said the most advanced devotee can see everything, within everything, the soul of all souls, Supreme Personality of Godhead Sri Krishna. Consequently, he sees systematically everything in relation with the Supreme Lord and understands that everything that exists is eternally situated within the Lord. So this is the vision of a pure devotee. And Bhagavad Gita, Krishna also said the same thing. A true yogi observes me in all beings and also sees every being in me. Indeed, the self-realized person sees me, the Supreme Lord, everywhere. The same point. So this is the vision of a pure devotee. It doesn't mean that he only sees Krishna here, he won't see Krishna everywhere. Krishna is everywhere. Just like Narada, he sees the Lord in the spiritual world and he sees the Lord in the material world, he sees the Lord everywhere because he's a pure devotee. So that's how pure devotees' vision are. You learn how to see Krishna's hand in everything also. Just like Prabhupada, he went to the Pacific Ocean and he chanted Govindam Adipurusham, Govinda Jaya Jaya. And we go to the Pacific Ocean, we see the ocean just like a place, body of water and nothing else. But Prabhupada is seeing and he's chanting Govinda Jai Jai. How is it that he's seeing Krishna there? And that's the vision of a pure devotee. Pure devotee's vision is they see Krishna in everything. Yes.
Yes, Prabhu.
Any other questions? I hope you are having a big celebration in your place for Krishna's birthday. It's coming on Monday for us here. And of course, the next day is Prabhupada's appearance day, which is even more spectacular for us. I
Yes,
hope
Prabhu.
doing very nice preparation for this.
Yes, Prabhu. Sure. Yes, Prabhu. So,
Mm.
awareness is going on, Prabhu.
Very good. Also, try to write something, some prayers for Prabhupada. That will be very nice on your part. And if you
Sure,
can
Prabhu.
sit on our respective, I think all our temples have some place where you can offer them. Your prayers, if you're all alone, you can always consult the leaders in your nearest place and they will
Uh,
be.
in various groups, we posted one link, Prabhu, where everyone can submit their Vyasa Puja offerings. Time is up to August 31st. So September first week, we publish that book.
Very good. Very good. So please try to put all your prayers in this link and send it as you can. It will be very important. Just to show your appreciation to Prabhupada, it's best you glorify him in whichever way you can, however simple it may be.
Sure, sure, Prabhu.
Shiva is the higher planet than Brahma. Will there be a time of age where Brahma will be above Shiva or Shiva will permanently stay above Brahma? Well, Shiva's place is in between, the Brahmana effulgence and the material manifestation. Brahma is in the material manifestation, the highest planet there. So Brahma's planet will be destroyed when the universe is destroyed, when he goes back to the body of Mahavishnu. Whereas Lord Shiva's abode will always be there because it's in between the Brahmajyoti and the material planet, that is explained here in that verse. Golukanamini Jadami Chale Chatasya Devi Mahesha. Devi and then Mahesha and then Haridam. So Mahesh Dham is above this Devi Dham, It's in a higher place compared to uh, the Brahma Loka. And Brahma, any living entity can become a Brahma, but nobody can become a Shiva, That's not possible, is it? So it says here, so Goloka Nami, Goloka is the highest planet, and after that you have the lower planet, Devidam is the material world, and then you have Mahesh, Mahesh is Lord Shiva's place, and above that is the Vaikuntha planet or Haridam. See? So this is the breakdown, how it is arranged. Lowest of all is located Devi Dham, mundane world. Next above it is Mahesh Dham, above of Mahesh, Lord Shiva. Above Mahesh Dham is placed Haridham, abode of Hari, and above them all is located Krishna's own realm named Goloka. So this is how the breakdown is given. So when the Devi Dham is all goes back to the Mahavishnu body, but Lord Shiva's place it doesn't go back. Lord Shiva is a place of, in between the Brahmajyoti and the material world. So Lord Shiva is permanently staying in that place of his. That's how it is arranged.
Okay, Prabhu.
Huh?
Yes, Prabhu.
So please write your offering to Prabhupada in the link. Can you post that link here also to remind everybody? That'll be kind of you.
Yes, Prabhu.
Can post it in the chat group here for everyone. So if those who missed out, they can always get the link and try to
Yeah,
post there.
sure. Yes, Prabhu.
Please
Sure,
write
sure.
something for Prabhupada. That'll be very kind of you. So do we have any other questions before we go? Yeah, so you got the link here. Please try to copy this link and save it so you can always post your thing on this link. All right, so anybody, what determines my planet of residence and destination? Vaikuntha, what determines whether I'll reach Krishna Loka or Vishnu Loka? Prabhupada said that if you follow the 16 rounds and chant 16 rounds, follow the principle, then yes, you will go back to Krishna Loka. No doubt about that. So we going back or not, it's all on the strength of us surrendering to Prabhupada, because he is, by his mercy, that Krishna will take us back. On our own strength, I don't think we can go anywhere with our strength, because Krishna is only going to reciprocate through his pure devotees. And if Prabhupada says, please take this soul, then Krishna is obligated. Krishna sells himself to the pure devotees. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is situated in every heart, as the Super Soul, sells himself to his pure devotees, to his devotees such as Narada Muni. In other words, the Lord gives pure love to such devotee and gives himself to those who love him purely. So that is the position of Krishna, So we need to learn how to surrender to that pure devotee. And if Prabhupada, if you surrender and Prabhupada says, Krishna, please take him back. So Krishna is obligated to do that, on the strength and word of Prabhupada. So we should try to follow his instruction. Then those who follow Prabhupada, they go back to the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan, without a doubt. Yes. So our whole spiritual life is based on that one point, how to surrender to Prabhupada. That is the secret. All right. So I guess I have to thank all of you for your kind participation. Been a very wonderful evening with all of you. Thank you very much for all of your.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Jai Shri
Thank you
Prabhu.
very much. Hare
You
Krishna.
in Singapore, try to come for the Ratya,
Hare
the
Krishna,
Thank you
Prabhu.
so much.
Mastami and Prabhupada celebration.
Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
If you are not, I wish you all happy Janmastami and
Hare.
Appearance Day. All glories to all of you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you
Hare
so much,
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.